welcome to Thursday Thoughts. It's my final downwind run over here on Maui. It's been a good family time. The 2-3 weeks of racing and then more family time. It's been really nice. I've definitely upped my paddling game, which has been fun. But the thing I wanted to talk about was something that I've been thinking about since Edo won Molokai to Oahu, but Kane won the Molokai. What does that mean? Does one take away something from the other? You can't discount what Edo did, back-to-back M2O champ. As he trains on that Hawai'i run, and that, obviously that's his goal each year, to win that race. But Kane was the dominant racer this year, by a fair bit. And Kai Thompson was second, and Edo was third. So does the Molokai take away from M2O? I would say yes. Personally, I think so. But I still think M2O is the big one, the one that everyone wants to win, there's no doubt. Also, do you think paddling is going to be included in all downwind few races from now on? I'd reckon yes, and that's just going to be. These are my thoughts for this week. Thanks for having me, Maui. And until next time. Alright, so carrying on from what I spoke about when I rocked off. Edo, M2O champion. Kane the Wild, Molokai champion. But Kane was easily the most dominant. Edo was most certainly not. Last year there was no question Edo was the M2O world champion and the Molokai champion. It actually worked out really well. This year, Edo is the M2O champion, but he came third on the Molokai champ leaderboard, ratings, whatever you want to call it. Is he still world champ? And look, you could say the same thing when I won, but there was no Molokai back then. It was all about Molokai to Oahu. They introduced the Molokai to try to grow the races as a whole. And like I said last year, Edo, no question, he was the king. He smoked everyone. This year, he came like 30th in Paddlemua. I was a world champ come 30th. If they do now, because the racing is so competitive. But I think it's just a question that I've sort of been thinking about since the Molokai results came out. Definitely not taking anything away from Edo. M2O has always been the world championship, but as this Molokai rankings has grown in importance, does M2O have the same prestige? I think yes, but I think Kane was the most consistent racer this season. I think we can all agree with that. Just my thoughts. Happy for everyone else to put their opinions out there. Just wanted to start the discussion. It kind of leads on to what do we think about a downwind foil world tour? Maybe we should combine all the biggest events and create a schedule so we all know which of the results that count, and then we can crown, I guess, the champion of the downwind foil world tour. Whether you want to call that a world champion or not, I don't really care. I just think having a world tour would make it really interesting to see who did well in what locations. There's no coincidence that Edo did really well in Molokai to Oahu, finishing on the south shore of Oahu where he trains all the time, and that Kane did really well on Maui, winning Maui to Molokai, which he's trained a lot, and winning Paddlemua, which he also trains a lot. So, I think it just takes out that home court advantage when there's more than one race. And I guess the Downwind Foil World Tour is going to take out the home court advantage for the Hawaiians, but it's going to you know, see guys like Tom Constant in France, Hugh Mitchell in Perth, Western Australia. Show how well they know their home run. But more on the locations later. But I've been saying it for a little while, but stay tuned. I'm trying to get some things in the works for a Downwind 4 World Tour, and any ideas, shoot me a message. Any people who want to support, again, shoot me a message. I'm looking for a bit of help on this. I don't want to just carry this myself. I think there's enough people in the community that would like to see this happen, and it's just about using the existing events and just creating your rankings and getting everyone on the same trajectory. We all know, you know, these 4 or 6 events are the ones that are important for this year, and maybe next year it's 6 to 8 events. The year after it keeps growing, and I'd love to see it keep growing. More events requires more consistency, and that to me is really, really important. Different events, different conditions, even different days are going to be different conditions, but different locations create even more different conditions. But yeah, Clement Coleman, someone who's spoken up about that before. I think Tom Constant as well as the Frenchies, and just spitballing. Let me know what you think. In the meantime, I'll be out here downwinding. My last run at least over here on Maui. Again, thanks for having me. Maui Downwind and Hawaii Downwind 4 community. And I dare say I'll see you next year.